Hello! Welcome to a very grand Concord experience. I'm your host, as always, Justin Smith, Digital Mouth of the Esports South, the Sigtal Lord, joined as always by one of the most talented people in content production / collegiate esports, John Rose, aka Johnny Boy. We have a special guest with us today. It is the captain of the Smash Maroon squad, potentially NECC champion, depending on how next week goes, Owen Vogelsong, V.
Hola.
V, we're tickled pink to have you. What are you thinking about right now?
Right now.
Right now.
You want me to relate it to esports?
I want you to tell me what you're thinking about.
I don't think I can say it because of the conversation we were having before the podcast started.
These clips are like gumbo. It's spicy.
So, if you want me to relate it to esports, I can.
Well, let's take it back. So, Owen, you have had a banner year. You've been with Concord Esports for how long now?
4 years.
So you joined as a walk-on. Mm-hmm. You were a player. Now you've moved up to coach. We've had our most successful Smash seasons, an entire year of success in my opinion. A lot of that off your back. A lot of it off the work you put in and the dedication you show and the amount of organization you keep in hurting the cats that are the Concord Esports Smash players.
So true.
So tell me about that adventure, man. What made you, I must say a freshman, think, you know what, Smash, I could do that?
I actually have a really cool origin story, so this will be good. I'm glad you asked this.
This isn't your villain arc, is it?
No.
Okay.
My villain arc happened. We'll talk about that. We'll get there. Okay. So as a freshman, I mainly just joined. The Smash team was very new. The Smash team was started like the semester before I was a freshman.
Should have been 2020.
Yeah, I graduated in 2020. So that fall, I am a freshman. That spring of 2020, like the semester before I came to Concord, is when the Smash team actually got founded and started. And so and it was just like a random happen chance that I lived with one guy my suite mate who was part of the founding team, and two guys that were really, really interested in joining, and they ended up like going to tryouts and started organizing. Were made up the first like 4 or 5 people that started the Smash team, and we played a bunch of friendlies my first semester in our dorm. It was awesome. I've never owned any other copies of Smash. I've never played Smash my entire life up until that point. Never owned the copy of the game. Wow. Never owned a Switch. And I just had a lot of fun playing friendlies. Realized I was pretty good. I like fighting games like Mortal Kombat and like Injustice, but I never really played a platform fighter like Smash. And it was instantly like so much more enjoyment. I had a ton of fun. It was a blast. I had fun playing it. So that first semester comes and goes. I had an opportunity to try out. I actually didn't, funny enough. One of our good friends in that friend group who we didn't live with, but lived on campus, was the captain at that time. Like, wanted me to try it, asked me to try it. I said no. I was not very confident in my abilities at all. I was way outside my comfort zone, so I said no. Come the spring, I was asked again, said no again, but then the day after tryouts, I finally had the courage to DM that person, the captain, and ask for a tryout. Like, hey, sure, I'll try me out. I'd love to try out. Like, can you fit it in? They're like, oh yeah, sure, just come down anytime. The facility anytime. I sure can. We did it. I was accepted. I was good enough. He was like, yo, yeah, no, you make the team for sure. Like, we want you. And so joined. And I vividly remember after that point, for like the good next 2 years, I was there in that facility in the back of the now main facility, the back of that
back corner.
Yeah, the back corner. We're back where the couch used to be. Back when it was just the one room. I was in there every single night.
The couch wasn't there when I was there. The couch was. So when you walk in, you hang where Justin's desk is. There was a TV against that back wall.
Yeah,
there
was.
A couch right there.
Right.
So that was after me.
The couch got moved to the back where the Smash team, because we would sit on the couch mainly. Yeah. There were like 2 chairs. We mainly just sat on the couch and played Smash.
The whole setup, or like Austin's process behind it is they definitely made it like a comfort. Like,
yeah, it was a comfort.
Like Switch is made for like family gaming. So like
it is. It's a kid game. It's a family game. It's a casual game.
The blood on these hands, I think.
The blood on my hands. The blood on my hands say differently, but for like those 2 years, the room switched a little bit, setup changed a little bit, but I was in that facility every single night, probably 6-7 nights a week, for 4+ hours a night because I knew I was not good. But if I was going to do this thing and I was going to want to have any success or be able to go anywhere with it, I knew that I was going to have to put in the time and put in the work and grind. And that comes from I played traditional sports in high school and middle school. I played soccer, football, basketball, baseball for rec teams. I played soccer and football for my high school team. So like I have a traditional sports background. I knew that if you want to be good at something, at a sport, you have got to put in the time. You've got to put in the practice. You've got to grow your skills. You have to learn new things. You always have to be adapting, getting better. So that's what I did for the bulk of the 2 years. I mean, as I worked my way up the ladder from a gray roster to the maroon varsity sub to the maroon team to maroon captain, and for the past 2 years almost, I've been the maroon captain. And
do you remember what your GSP was when you first started?
Oh, it was god awful. I was like hard stuck 6 mil. It was like it was horrible.
14 mil.
Yeah. Now I hang out with the cool kids in 14.1 and 14.2 mil. Back when I started. The highest you could possibly get in Elite Smash was like 12 million. So that's how far we've come as a Smash community. But yeah, very humble beginnings. I remember playing with my really good friend. He was my roommate for about a year. We would go down there pretty much every single night and play Smash for 4+ hours a night against each other and against them playing online. And we were just hard stuck, like 6 mil GSP, which is crazy to look back on.
Who was
like
your main?
I played Corrin when I first joined the Smash team.
I thought it was Pyramithra.
No, Pyramithra came later. I like the sorties. I really like the sorties. I was really good on Roy, who kind of comes back and forth throughout my journey. Roy is I love Roy. He's a really, really cool sword fighter. He has a really cool mechanic. But when I first joined the team, the captain said, you've got to learn your fundamentals if you're going to play a swordie character. And they were right. And the best swordie to learn your fundamentals on was Ike, but Ike's hard. So, well, in retrospect, Ike wasn't that hard. But to really learn spacing, you need to play Corrin. So I did play Corrin because Corrin has a tipper mechanic. So I played Corrin for that first probably year. And then I eventually grew to play Crom, then Roy, then Pithra, and then Wolf. Now Wolf, but I still have
Wolf come from out of that?
So eventually we got to the point where we realized that me and Tyrell were going to play on the same Maroon squad.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
And Tyrell, it was a big part. If you guys don't know Cypher, Tyrell on the Smash team, he's incredible. Really, really great player. Mains the entire Fire Emblem cast on Smash, plays all the sorties. And he was integral in my upbringing as a competitive Smash player. He taught me everything I know to play the sorties. Like from Corrin to Crom to Roy to Pithra. He taught me the way of the sword.
Just by beating you with those
Yes, yes, and showing me the tech and like pointing me to the proper pro players. He put me on the sortie matchups, on the sortie characters.
So, I love your story for a number of reasons, but I have to say it takes some real fortitude to like come in at a absolute entry level, and then end up where you are today, captain of the team. I would say from the guy that came in April last year, being that guy, seeing what Smash was then as to what we have now, your skill and your dedication to improving to match the rest of your team, it was essential to our success this season. Yeah. So thank you for your hard work on that.
You're welcome.
I would like, in a perfect world, any esports program should be able to say, we've got top tier talent, but you should also have people that are just hungry.
Yeah.
People that just want it more than you. And they should be able to find success. I don't think you can say that you weren't hungry. Like, hunger is what gets you there 4 hours a day. What do you think fed that hunger? Was it your desire to be competitive? Was it your friendship? What was it about Concord at that time that provided you that hunger?
A multitude of reasons. The biggest two definitely being the competitive drive. I had that competitive drive coming from traditional sports. And I was coming to Concord, thought about walking onto the football team, thought about a couple different traditional sports options, but none of them really panned out. They were just kind of like half serious thoughts. But esports provided an opportunity to be really competitive, and I could come in at entry level, and because the Smash team was new and malleable, so I could fit in and kind of make my own mark, and so the competitive nature just really started really feeding into it. Like I could be competitive again, which is something that I wasn't sure I was going to have for the rest of my life. And the other really big thing was, yeah, for sure, it is. And the other big thing was definitely my friends, the friend group that I made initially when I got on campus. Like they made up the bulk of the Smash team, and that was a huge factor. And you also have to take into consideration that for the first year and a half I was at Concord, we had completely online virtual classes because we were on the back end of COVID.
Yeah.
I graduated, I had a drive-through graduation, and so COVID was a big part of everything. So it was hard to find socialization outside of esports, and esports provided a great outlet for socialization and competitiveness in a safe environment during COVID. So it was just kind of like a cool point in time to really get into the esports scene.
So another outsider perspective from when I first started compared to now, where I don't feel like that at all, but Smash had a community from day one. Mm-hmm. You could feel when you walked in that room, you weren't just among teammates, you were amongst friends. I'm really proud of how y'all fostered that environment. Do you think that's played a role in y'all's success, in your ability to coach each other? Because you said Tyrell was important to your development. Yeah. I know you've had people like Wes in the past who had worked coaching you. We've had a number of talented people come through our department. Is your familiarity part of that making it? Like, does that help with it?
Yeah, for sure. We all, like you said, it's a family. I mean, I do even farther than friends. I'd say we're definitely a family. And that's something that I've been really lucky to be able to keep culturing, keep growing that culture in the Smash room every day in, day out of practice. Is that we are a family. We take care of each other. We support each other because a lot of times that's the bulk of a lot of our teammates, and myself included sometimes. That's the bulk of our social life, the bulk of our socialization. So it's important that we're there for each other in that. And that definitely helps. It definitely makes each other more coachable, much more respectable, much more likely to listen to advice. And yeah, it definitely is like the classic like rivals. Like we all see each other as pretty much rivals essentially. Like we don't like it when others are better than us. With the exception of Tyrell. Tyrell has made it clear that he's kind of in a league of his own.
And I think,
but he's still a rival. He's still a rival.
He is, and it is. I think it's fair to say with Tyrell put his investment is not in online. It never has been. His goal has always been to be a in-person player, to not have to worry about being a Wi-Fi warrior. I think that has helped him. It's limited him a little bit. Mm-hmm. What would you say with regards to your relationship with Smash? We had made a change at the start of this season where it no longer was Gray had a practice time, Maroon had a practice time. We had Smash practice time, and we made the worst play the best, and the middle of the pack fight each other at all times. Do you think that was healthy?
Yeah, I do. I think the practice times in particular was really healthy for all of us to be able to play each other. You get better exponentially quicker if you play people that are better than you. Playing people at the same level is fun and good for confidence and good for making sure that you are on pace for your competitive growth. But if you want to get better, the best way to do that is by far is, and that is true for anything in life, is playing people that are better than you, and competing against people that just are better than you. So I think that was a really good system that we implemented. And it provides opportunities for everyone to give everyone else advice and tech and feedback, and that's happened as I've gone through. I remember like my old captain Kaya would always down to give resources, always down to give practice feedback, always down to be there for whatever questions you had, anytime, day or night. That's something that me and Ashton and Tyrell, kind of like the core, like the last stand. Now the three of us old heads now try to foster that for the new generation, like Vince and Jamie and Xander and Jay the Knight and Cadence. So being able to do that, being able to get feedback, like Ashton and Caleb's kind of an old head too, though. Caleb's like in the middle. He's a junior, I think. Yeah, I think Caleb's a junior. So Caleb's right in the middle. But we get to give feedback to everybody because we play a bunch of different characters, and we all understand. Me, Tyrell, and Ashton understand really, really well how the game works in different play styles. So we can give feedback during practice and during games and during VOD review really easily.
So this podcast is going to go up during the last few weeks after your competitive season is over for NECC or very close to the end of your run in ECAC. Mm-hmm. You've had an incredible run. If you had the opportunity to impart any knowledge into your current players, some of the hot talent that we've recruited, because for Smash we really have picked up some top tier talent coming into the fall. What advice would you impart to them? What would you tell them to get where you are now, and for them to maybe even surpass you?
Well, you can't surpass me. I'm just kidding. I'm much more humble than that, I promise.
You deserve your accolades. Now's not time to be humble. That's not what we're looking for. We're here to sing your praises.
We're here to look back on the how far we've come. I mean, this is hands down the best year we've ever had as a Smash program here at Concord. Last year we set the precedence with a really good third place finish, and this semester we look to place third in ECAC at least, and at least second in NECC. So in both of these leagues look very winnable. So first and second place is coming in both these leagues for sure this semester, hopefully. So it looks really good. But I would definitely. If my story wasn't convincing enough, you have got to put in the time. You have got to show up every single day with that mindset that I'm going to play until I get better, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to learn whatever it takes, and it is not just throwing yourself at the game for 4 hours. It's throwing yourself into a game, getting smoked by a Donkey Kong and saying, why did that Donkey Kong smoke me? And taking a minute or two after each game and saying, okay, let's try this. Or, okay, I probably lost because I got hit a lot because of this. Or, I did not get at disadvantage really well. I did not play very well off stage. Let's try this. Let's try to play safer off stage. Let's try to play neutral a lot safer and find more hits. It takes a lot of mental discipline to look at each loss specifically. I'm not saying wins aren't valuable, but losses are 10 times more valuable.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at a loss. Say, why did I lose? How did I lose? How do I adjust? How do I win next time? Even with wins, why did I win? All right, what worked? I'm going to use that again. All right, and that comes and this is true with fighting games specifically. A lot of it comes from playing the game. I mean, there's a lot of advice you can take, but you've got to get in the game and experience it for yourself. You've got to play 100 online matches, and if you want to learn a specific matchup because you don't do very well in it, you have to play 20 Donkey Kongs to learn how to play against Donkey Kong effectively and efficiently. You have to look up how pro players fight Donkey Kongs of your character. So the two, other than that, I would also say that you like be a master of your character. I know people like to look at tier lists, especially for fighting games with an 82-man roster that are all very unique. Yeah. And they like to look at it and make tier lists, except for the Belmonts, except for the sorties to an extent. But even a lot of the sorties are different.
I play Belmont, so
learn your character, be the master of your character. That's 9 times out of 10, the tier list does not matter. It matters who you know how to play and can you play them effectively. Do you know each matchup? So yeah, I think a lot of our characters this semester have really proven that.
For sure.
And be the master of your character. Be the best player in the world at your character, and that will be the biggest tool you'll have.
Well, Owen, again, I cannot express any more how essential you've been in the success of this team. It has been an absolute pleasure to be your coach, and I'm excited to see how we finish out these 2 seasons.
Me too. I'm excited.
John, we skipped the esports part. Anything esports-wise, we're kind of in a lull for a lot of the esports I watch. LEC just ended. LEC is just restarted, but it's the same story as last season. LCS just ended. Anything for you worth bringing up?
Yeah, Call of Duty still in full effect. They just finished Miami Major. Opti got second. FaZe got first. I'm very sad about. We're not going to get into that. We're going to get them back. But as far as the esports I watch, we touched on it before where Apex NH got hacked.
Yeah.
They played that. They replayed it unannounced and posted it, and they posted like the video afterwards, but they played it offline and not public facing stream wise.
Yeah.
So
probably best.
Yeah, for sure. So Rocket League Major 1 just happened. They only have 2 majors this year, as far as I know. They had Gentlemates come out on top. They beat Casey and G2 in 2 series. So they had a great run. As one of our newest pickups, I'm not saying names, it was a warm-up diff. So I'm happy for Gentlemates, but I really want G2. I want some NA glory in Rocket League finally. So I'm excited to see what G2 does to get back into it, and then I'm sure Helix will be happy if they win Major 2.
Would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how we close out this season. These next 2 podcasts will probably be our last for this
For the semester? Yeah.
Yeah, for this semester.
Thank goodness.
So
I'm so tired of this guy.
I'm kidding.
It's the intros for me.
I enjoyed the intros.
I will say is every one of these podcasts that we come into, there is an emotionally taxing part of it because you have to come to grips with certain conversations. Like, not every conversation gets to be this pleasant where I get to look at a player and say, "Great job."
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you got to have hard, you got to say hard things. But I hope you'll tune in, and even more importantly, these last few weeks, we have never had a season with this level of highs across the board. We thought last season was really a pinnacle for us. But this season, our players have went above and beyond in order to show not only their skill, their dedication to their own development, but their dedication as a team. I really would appreciate if each and every one of our viewers down below type something. Let these players know how much you as a fan base appreciate their hard work. Tune into our videos. Make sure you watch them. Watch our Twitch streams. We have a production team who never get the praise that they deserve, but they put on the best show in collegiate esports every week.
They do.
No one does it like them.
Your support is a good 50% of the reason we do this.
Yeah.
Like we really do this to teach our students and to make some of the best esports / production professionals / future doctors, teachers, lawyers, etc. that you can develop. But this is all moot without support from our community, local and online. So please tune in, support us. It really means a lot.
If the video comes out in time, we play on the April 9th. NECC Championship. Smash Maroon plays on April 9th for the NECC Championship. Tune in.
And Smash Maroon versus Smash Black for top 8.
Happens on the 8th.
April 8th, Monday. So come on Monday, come on Tuesday.
Tune in.
It's going to be one of the roughest nights of my year. John, anything you want to chime in?
Not everything that Justin said. All of the views, all of the feedback, all of the support goes directly back to the students. We give students guidance, but everything we do here is completely student-led because we want to set our players and students up for success after college. So we give them their experience of working and doing everything they possibly can. So when they leave here, they're ready for whatever their life holds job-wise. So show the support to the students. It's not for us, but it's for the students and the program that the students put together. So with that being said, make sure you check the doodly-doo down below for all the socials, stream link, YouTube, obviously you're on YouTube, so I don't need to say YouTube link, but all the good stuff that our students put together, it's in the doodly-doo down below. Make sure you check it out. And that's all I got.
Folks, have a great evening. Take care.